Tonight on CTV News, we have a look at a hair show that took place over the weekend, plus we have an update on a crash that happened early Monday morning.
All this plus weather, sports, and entertainment starting now on CTV.
Good evening and happy Valentine's Day. I'm Marlo Lundak.
And I'm Kiaira, and here's a bit of what you might have missed today.
The new Colorado State University on-campus football stadium is now 80% complete, according to Doug Wilson, project field manager for Icon Venue Group. The stadium now has the majority of the wall system, concrete, precast, roofing, interior framing, drywall, and major utilities finished. Wilson said the stadium has a planned substantial completion on June 9th, and the final completion is planned to occur on August 10th, after the stadium has been put through a few operational tests. Construction began in fall 2015 and is expected to be completed to be used for the first game of the 2017 football season. The last 20% consists of smaller tasks such as painting, lighting, plumbing, and other small items. Wilson also explained that this final 20% is also focused on finishing the field itself and as well as the scoreboard.
Since January, there have been multiple protests and rallies across Fort Collins. This weekend, yet another rally took place as over 1,000 supporters of Planned Parenthood gathered in Old Town Square. CTV reporter Haley Candelario has the story.
Over 1,000 people gathered in Old Town Square Saturday afternoon for a peaceful rally to show their support for Planned Parenthood. The rally was hosted by We've Got Your Back, a local Fort Collins girl gang.
We reached out to a lot of people and we got in contact with a bunch of different groups because we wanted a lot of diversity and inclusivity. So we've had a lot of different kinds of people speaking, and I think that's really important.
Audience members participated in performances by local musicians, heard stories about people's experiences with Planned Parenthood, and were encouraged to donate money to the organization and contact state representatives.
This is very important. Like you said, we're both very passionate about this, and we have been for a very long time. And we just felt that we needed to bring people together here in Fort Collins.
Guest speakers Senator John Kofalos and State Representative Joanne Janal spoke to the crowd to show their support for the organization.
We need to keep standing up and fighting for women's rights. It's really, really important.
The rally was meant to allow supporters to gather peacefully in support of Planned Parenthood.
I'm happy to see all of the variety of the different people that showed up. We've got men, women, children, young, old, everywhere in between, and it's so great to see how all of it turned out.
Now the fight continues, and not only for just women's health, but for men's health.
The creators of the event, AJ Kelly and Elijah Hughes, said they are already working to put together another rally in Fort Collins in the near future, which will be similar to the Denver Women's March.
The Colorado State University Diversity Grant has been suspended following a federal free speech lawsuit filed by an anti-abortion student group. The grant's purpose is to support programs that enhance the educational and cultural aspects of the university and raise awareness of differing perspectives. According to the grant website, the suspension is to review the process and procedures in the grant process. CSU Students for Life and Anti-Abortion Club at CSU filed a federal lawsuit against CSU for the denial of the grant to fund a pro-life speaker. The student group claimed that the grant was denied because the event did not seem unbiased, and the committee worried attendees from various sides of the issues, quote, won't necessarily feel affirmed while attending the event, unquote.
Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to go to the hair show hosted by CSU's United Women of Color, where I got to see hairstyles and fashion specific to the African American community. This past weekend, CSU's United Women of Color presented their 5th annual hair and fashion show, hosted by UWC's President Jasmine Cooper Moore and Vice President Shannon Martin. The show, called Dripping Melanin, was a competition dedicated to showcasing the work of talented stylists and serves as a tribute to Black History Month.
It's really just a good way to pretty much embrace, I guess it's like the theme of this month, but embrace my Blackness. So just to showcase the beautiful women that we have here at CSU and just everywhere else around Colorado.
There were a total of 4 rounds, during which the stylist models would feature different hairstyles. Each round was scored by a total of 6 judges. The grand prize for winning the competition was a $300 check, and this year the winner was Tiana Porter.
I've been here through college, so I understand the difficulties that you have to go to as a Black woman, and being somewhere that you don't have a lot of resources to as far as like your own hair, because it's considered not normal. But I love coming back. I love giving back to people. I love showing my work and being able to be a role model.
The hair show was just one of the many events being hosted throughout February by the Black African American Cultural Center in honor of Black History Month. If you would like to learn more about these events or United Women of Color, please visit baacc.colostate.edu. Again, if you are interested in learning more about events pertaining to Black History Month, you can visit baacc.colostate.edu or visit the Black African American Cultural Center located in the Laurie Student Center, room 335.
Monday afternoon, graduate students gathered in the Laurie Student Center to present their master's thesis research as part of the Vice President for Research Fellows 3-Minute Challenge. 36 students from the 7 of the 8 different colleges that CSU offers presented in 3 minutes or less and using only one slide to represent the research that went into their projects. The graduate students informed the audience and judges about the studies and discoveries that are taking place all across CSU campus. The panel of judges for the VPR graduate program consisted of 6 CSU staff members with an array of backgrounds, but all largely in support of graduate programs. The judges rated the graduate students' presentations on content, comprehension, engagement, and communication skills. Based on these skills, students will be selected as VPR finalists. In an interview with the Collegian, Ellen Fisher, senior faculty advisor for the VPR, said that the format of this presentation allows graduate students to present their work in a fast, fun, and competitive manner. Before the students presented their projects, VPR staff members and judges were sure to recognize the extensive research that goes beyond these 3 minutes that they are given to present. After the challenge ended, I had a chance to talk with one of the presenters about her experience in the VPR challenge.
Well, it was very hard because you have to say it in a way it is for the public. So it's not like you're talking to your peers and you can use your fancy words and all of that. Like, you really have to kind of tailor it in a way that everybody can understand it. So that is one challenging part. The other part is definitely choosing the right topic to talk about. It takes a lot of time, but it's completely worth it.
A crash closed down the intersection of Shields and Prospect early Monday morning. According to Kate Kimball, Public Relations Manager for Fort Collins Police, the accident occurred when 26-year-old Brian Dowell was headed west on Prospect and ran a red light. He collided with a gray truck that hit the passenger side of his car. Dowell's passenger was taken to Poudre Valley Hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries and was discharged later that day. Powell himself refused medical treatment at the scene and received a citation for running the red light. He was also arrested for drug possession with intent to distribute. The accident caused the southbound Shields route and the eastbound Prospect routes to close for about an hour.
Those who were without a Valentine today had other reasons to celebrate. 5 furry friends entered the LSC this afternoon to help mend all the broken hearts and ease the stress of school. The premier National Honor Society for College Seniors partnered with Human Animal Bond in Colorado for an hour of puppy fun. The animal organization is also known as HABIC and has developed a large number of animal-assisted therapy and activity programs in Fort Collins. The pups in attendance for today's event with the CSU Mortar Board were giving out all the Valentine's Day love they had. The communications chair spoke to CTV during the Puppy Fest about today's event and ones to come later this week.
Mortar Board. It's a National Honor Society for College Seniors, and this is Mortar Board Week. So Mortar Board was founded on February 15th in the early 1900s, and so now all of the chapters across the nation are hosting various events for recruitment and just general awareness of the chapter. This week for our CSU chapter, we're hosting Play with Pups, Puppy Love here on Valentine's Day. And on Thursday, we're having a mixer for potential new members. So that'll help us get a lot of exposure and hopefully find some new members for next year's chapter.
Well, that will do it for news, but we have more on Valentine's Day later on with Ryan Crist.
But up next is Sierra Cymes with weather.
Tune in to KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
Welcome back from the break and happy Valentine's Day. With your weather, I'm Sierra Cymes. Taking a look at the live cam, we can see the Morgan Library lit up, students studying hard. We're about a quarter of the way through the semester and those tests are rolling in. The current temperature outside currently is 38 degrees. There's a slight wind from the northwest and we had that sunset at 5:35 tonight. Now it is dark now and the temperatures are going to cool off. Let's take a look at tonight's lows. Over on the western slopes here, we are seeing 0 in Gunnison, some very chilly temperatures in Craig, Vale, and Alamosa, below 10 there. Teen in Telluride, 26 in Grand Junction. Along the Front Range, some 20s, 29 in Denver, 27 here in Fort Collins. Over on the Eastern Plains, we're seeing some low 20s, 25 in Lamar. Now, for that special date night, we do have your Valentine's Day forecast. It is supposed to be a beautiful night. We're seeing 33 in Fort Collins, 29 as we move later in the evening to 12 o'clock p.m. But a very slight breeze. Bring that overcoat though. If you're planning on driving down to Denver tonight, those temperatures are going to be at 36, moving into 29 degrees as the night progresses. Again, there's only going to be a small breeze, about 4 miles per hour, very mild, but a little bit chilly, so be sure to bring that overcoat and wear those layers to stay warm if you are going out tonight. Looking forward into tomorrow, we're looking at some varied temperatures along the western slope there. We're seeing 38 in Vale, 33 in Craig. Grand Junction, very pleasant, 56. Along the Front Range, some 40s, some 60s. We're seeing 59 in Colorado Springs though, 65 in Denver. Over on the Eastern Plains, some 60s as well, low 60s, 60 in Burlington, 61 in Lamar. Let's take a look into this week's forecast. Looking ahead, we're seeing those temperatures rise, 68 degrees for Thursday. Friday, the clouds are going to come in, but we're seeing those overnight lows a little bit warmer into the 30s, high 30s there, and then 41 on Sunday. Monday, the temperatures are going to drop a little bit, but the skies are going to be clear on Tuesday, bringing us that sun, which is going to warm us up hopefully into next week. That's all for weather. Up next, sports with Tim McCall.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Hello Rams and happy Valentine's Day. I'm Tim McCall here with the latest in the world of Rams sports. With one more meet to go before the Mountain West Indoor Track and Field Championships, the CSU men's track and field team is ranked 12th in the nation by the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. CSU is the only Mountain West track and field team, men's or women's, to crack the top 10 in the national rankings this year. Led by the number 2 shot putter in the country, Mustafa Hassan, the Rams have climbed as high as 9th in the country this season. Junior Hunter Price has also helped lead the Rams as he is ranked 3rd nationally in the heptathlon. In addition, CSU sophomore Cole Rockhold has also been a driving force behind the Rams' success, ranking 5th nationally in the mile run. Rockhold ran a sub-4-minute mile earlier this month. If the Rams want to find success in the Mountain West Indoor Track and Field Championships, they will need Hassan, Price, and Rockhold to continue their incredible seasons. The Rams will be back in action this weekend at the Joe Davies Classic in Golden, Colorado. Make sure to check out collegian.com to see if your Rams are able to continue their dominating performance. In CSU basketball news, the men's basketball team will be taking on one of their biggest rivals tonight as the team heads north to take on Wyoming. This matchup marks the first border war of the season for the Rams, and they will be looking for revenge after struggling against the Cowboys recently. The Rams fell to the Cowboys twice last year, including an 18-point loss here at Moby Arena. That loss marked the 5th straight loss for the Rams against their rival from the north, a streak that they are looking to break tonight. With the season winding down, this in-conference matchup will have even more on the line than usual, as CSU sits only a half game behind Boise State for the top spot in the Mountain West Conference. The Rams have won 3 in a row and will look to extend that streak over their final 5 games of the season. If they are able to do that, they may just be able to secure the #1 seed for the Mountain West Conference playoffs, which start on Wednesday, March 8th in Las Vegas. Make sure to check out collegian.com to see if your Rams can beat the Cowboys and extend their winning streak. In other news, the CSU softball team opened their season at the Texas Classic tournament this past weekend. The Rams fell to the Texas Longhorns by a score of 7-2 in their final game of the tournament. CSU finished the tournament with 2 wins and 3 losses after beating the University of Maryland twice and dropping games to Texas and Minnesota. The Rams will look to build on their 22-24 record from last season and will be trying to earn their first winning season since 2014. Now that their trip to Texas is complete, the Rams will look ahead to the DeMarini Desert Classic, which will take place in Las Vegas and start this Friday. The Rams will open up the tournament on Friday with a doubleheader, with the first game coming against Idaho State before a matchup against Northern Iowa. Be sure to check out collegian.com to see if the CSU softball team can have a successful outing in their second tournament of this young season. That's all we have for sports tonight, but don't go anywhere because up next it's Ryan Crist with all the latest and greatest in entertainment.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Good evening, I'm your Valentine, and also your entertainment anchor, Ryan Crist. Here's some of the latest in the world of entertainment. With the Grammys being this past weekend, we got to see all of our favorite artists get recognized for their personal achievements this past year. But this awards ceremony wasn't just about artists collecting their awards. It was also about sharing. And this year, Adele's 25 won Album of the Year, and her biggest competitor was Beyoncé, who of course was also nominated for several other awards. But Beyoncé has never won Best Album of the Year. And in Adele's acceptance speech, she talked to Beyoncé directly, saying, quote, "I was completely rooting for her. I voted for her. I felt like it was her time to win. What the F does she have to do to win Album of the Year?" End quote. And after this acceptance speech, she decided to break her Grammy in half and give it to Beyoncé. This was a touching moment for both of them and definitely something really special. Now, I'm just glad Adele didn't hear my mixtape, because if she did, I feel like Beyoncé would be out half a Grammy. I went into Old Town to see what people were planning for this holiday.
Skiing, so we're gonna go down to Copper Mountain. We're really excited about that.
I'll probably just hang around here in Fort Collins. I might go horseback riding with my boyfriend, so that'd be fun. But yeah, wishing I was with family, but here in Fort Collins.
We celebrate Valentine's Day in small ways, little cards and gifts, but largely don't go too crazy or too all out, mostly because, well, Valentine's it's an annual reminder of something, but it definitely feels like a man-made holiday, if you will. So we mark it with little things, but it also, I mean, quite frankly, we try to mark every day in some ways that things are special.
My boyfriend happens to live in Ireland,
So I'm going to FaceTime him, and then my sister and I are going to the chocolate cafe to drink chocolate wine.
Right now I'm shopping, which last minute is never a good idea, but you know, as a guy trying to shop for a girl, what do they want? I don't know. We don't know. Yeah, she already bought me these shoes and some soap, which I needed both of them, but I don't know what she needs, so, you know, it's rough, but we're gonna make it happen.
What is your favorite Valentine's Day memory?
So this is fun. I've been married for a few years, but we never do anything, and so actually, I dragged this lovely lady out to Jay's a couple of years ago, and we just got to have our favorite cocktails and get all fancy, and it was a lot of fun. Very low pressure.
Wow. Favorite Valentine's Day memory was drinking with my friends when none of us had girlfriends. And there were no worries, and we didn't have to think about anything except the fact that we were alone, but with each other, having a great time.
What can you say? Are you excited for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, because tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
What's your favorite part about Valentine's Day?
Eating food.
Hopefully you're having a great Valentine's Day. And on the subject of Valentine's Day, let's talk about our favorite candies. With Valentine's Day being, well, today, I'm sure you've had at least one of those classic Valentine's Day candy hearts with messages like "Be Mine" or "Only You" or "Cutie Pie." These candies have been around for a while, first made in the 18th century. Of course, back then, these candy hearts were much larger and often the size and in the shape of horseshoes, baseballs, and hearts. These were actually used for adults at first, primarily for icebreakers. And throughout the 18th century, we saw messages like, "May I see you home after the circus," or "Please send a locket of hair by return mail." Wow, nothing breaks the ice more than a candy-sized horseshoe with the message, "Send me human hair" on it. Thankfully, these candy hearts have progressed throughout the ages. Like in the 19th century, we get a little less creepy with messages like, "Be mine and kiss me." In the 1950s, we saw messages like "Hep cat and hot dog." And lastly, in 1990, we get 1-800-CUPID, "As if," and "Fax me." I'm just surprised Send Nudes isn't on these candies yet. I mean, they have Fax Me. Isn't that basically the same thing? With more and more reboots being announced, this one will have you all chanting, "Bill, Bill, Bill," until it comes out. If you haven't figured it out by now, Bill Nye the Science Guy is returning to television with his new Netflix original, Bill Nye Saves the World. In this new show, Bill will be tackling more issues than just global warming, like GMOs, technology, alternative medicine, and sex. I guess Bill Nye has grown up a lot since I've seen him last. But nonetheless, I can't wait for my favorite science guy to be back on TV, and on Netflix this time. No more persuading teachers to skip their notes and turn on Bill Nye. Thanks for watching CTV News. Make sure to have a fun and safe Valentine's evening. Also, watch our first episode of Humans at CSU for more puppies. Have a great night, Rams.